Hello Salty Gamers, welcome to week 14 of the account, and let's get right into it. So the progress this week has been quite good. We've spent a bit of credits, we're on level 81 now. I'll do some dailies. Being Sunday, we've got a lot of dailies to do. So a question was posed by a member of the community during the week to say that they're stuck, feel like they've used Gear Up and Waste, and they just don't know where to go. Now, my only advice is there's no waste gear if you use the character. Pre-level 40 you'll gear characters, so you might not intend to take any further at that stage. And then 40 to 60 / 85 you'll gear characters as and when you need them for war. The main thing to do if you're unsure what you want to do is have a look at firstly at the characters, go through all the factions, whatever you like, why you play the game. What do you want to do? You like Tusken Raiders? Build Tusken Raiders. You like Jawas? Build Jawas. There's no right or wrong path. Another good indication to know what you want to do is come into the journey guide when you unlock it. Have a look through all the journey guide. See what type of characters you want to unlock. So say you really like Malak from the Old Republic. You can see that you need to do both the Jedi Knight Raven and the Darth Revan quests, and then that you need all these characters. So you know you need them, so then you come up to there, see you need to be at least level 85 for them, but you need these characters. So you need Mission Val, you need Zalbar, Bastila, etc. So you can go through there, so you know, okay, I want Malak, I need to get Revans first, I need to farm these characters, so when they become available on my journey, I'll farm them. Likewise with Luke, if you like Return of the Jedi Luke, and you want to use him, you can come in here and say, right, okay, I need a Wampa, so Wampa's bought from level 65 onwards out the guild event store, so you need that. You need CLS, so you know you could work on Commander Luke Skywalker's journey and move through it that way and see where you want to go for your focus. And then come back to journey steps to see where and what characters, for example, Commander Luke Skywalker, you know you need these characters, so then you could trace yourself back to what you want to build. Similarly, you could go to your Galactic Legends for your overall goal, like I did myself for the Rey quest, and you could say, right, I really like Lord Vader, or I really like Jabba the Hutt. And you could go, right, okay, I need these characters, and make them, farm them, but see if you could farm them within teams, especially if they don't form teams themselves. If you can make them fit in teams or build more characters to make them work into a team, it'll benefit you more than just farming the requirements. I hope that makes sense. So that's a wee tip that I would say it's helped me progress my accounts as well as my friends that also play the game. I'll get some speed mods today. So onto the Cantina farms. We've got 5-star Kylo unlocked, and a 5-star Executioner unlocked already. We also have a 4-star Kylo, OG Kylo, but I'm not really farming him at the moment, and I'll show you why in a second. So just fire some shards onto Executioner. Nice round 10. And we've got 400. So in the Cantina store, we've finished off First Order Officer, so we're working on Poe, which we've already got Poe to 5 stars. We'll get the normal shipments. So my main goal at the moment is farming up all the requirements, or as many as I can, for Rey. See here that I've almost got her to 7 stars. I should hopefully get her soon. In here, so yeah, I'm farming up all the requirements for Galactic Legends Rey. The gear will take a while, so it won't be a case of getting 7 stars and I'll be sorted as soon as I hit level 85. But I'm doing as much of the farming of the shards as possible and building teams from them in preparation. Once I've got the stars done and I just need to save up the credits and the training mats and the gear mats to level them, I'll then increase them a team at a time up to sort of gear 12, so they're all viable, or for the most part. But with the Rey Journey Guide, we're lacking dark side characters, which we'll also need. We'll also have to bring bounty hunters up and do some side projects along the way, so farm them and bring them up as we can. So moving on to dark side characters, I've already started farming in the Squad Arena store Minute Gunray for the Padme farm, so that can make a separatist team since we've already got Geos. We can also do Brood Alpha to get another dark side team. On to Galactic War, we fully completed Galactic War again, and we finished the Resistance Pilot farm now and the Phasma farm. So out of here we don't need anything apart from ships, so only focus in here is ships and ships that we're going to be using now. So I'll go back to farming Geos, and I'll go Geo ships out of here, and I'll go back to farming all the requirements for the Raddus. Into the Fleet Arena store, Resistance Pilot's almost at 5 stars, so the Resistance X-Wing, so that's almost at a point where I can get at least the first stage of the Raddus done with it. I could start putting shards into Geospy, but I'm going to leave that at the moment in here in case any other characters we want to or can use for the Raddus pops up. Ship currency in here, pretty much the same, keeping our get 2, but buy the ships when we can, or any character shards that will help us. Shard shop, every so often we get a wee bit of shard shop currency, which I either use for Carbantes or other gear, or just leave it to build up. Still use the auto clicker to clear all this, but highly recommend it if you've got blue stacks to clear your ally points. Squad Arena, still in the top 1000, so just using the same team, Empire team all gear 9. I'm not really taking them any further than that at this stage until they start falling off and needing more gear and levels on them. We will build them up fully eventually, once we've got what we need done. Could be one of our side projects that bring it up, so that we're still being competitive in Grand Arena, and that we're not lacking on that front and falling too far behind, as well as Conquest. So Conquest is running currently, which is level 85 Galactic War or equivalent to, but you get better rewards, and it's ran for a couple of weeks, once a month as opposed to every day. So between that, as well as we'll need to build geos for the guild, because it's a requirement for being in this guild to be working towards geos, because we do Darkside Geonosis territory battle, and they're a good starting team for GAC anyway. They fall off a bit like Phoenix, but they get some holds for people that are unprepared, and they could help clear Darkside nodes and hold in GAC. So that's our Squad Arena battle finished. We're going to Fleet, so we've dropped out the top 200 in Fleet. So I fell out the top 200 in Fleet, but hopefully I'll push back into it using the same lineup as before. So Ahsoka when she comes in, she takes 5% health for each buff she dispels. I'm hoping I've not misplayed here. Yeah, I'm not going to win. He's going to call his ultimate. So sometimes if we get the wrong turn order, the ultimate calls out, and then sometimes shred the lower fleets at the moment. But that's okay. So I'm not going to go through all of Galactic War today. I'm just going to restart it, do the first battle, and then clear it later on. Because we need to move on to the BB-8 unlock today. So we've done our Battle for Galactic War, move on to ships. So because I'm doing it quite early and I've used some energy, we don't have as much fleet energy as we usually would, so I'm going to use some crystals to get some. So we've got Lando's ship, we're getting it there. Average between a shard and 3 shards a day. Sometimes none, and then that's landed at 5 stars. So characters get a lot quicker than ships, always. And then we'll spend some extra energy doing Resistance Pilot. And because it's just the Resistance X-Wing on here, you get more chance of getting drops. 33% chance roughly from what I've read online for shards to drop, regardless of shards. So if there's 2 characters, and then it's 33% each. So sometimes you just won't get the shards that you want. I've also been farming this ship on and off. It's the Resistance bomber. Tico and Trooper are used in it, or Rose and Trooper are used in it, so because we'll be farming them up, we'll be using it in our fleet. Even if it isn't the best fleet, it will still be better than basic fleets, and hopefully get some counters and bring us down at least to the top 40, top 50 at the moment, and then we'll go from there. So onto the squads then. We farmed up these 4 first order characters to level 70, gear 8 I believe, 7, no 8, gear 8. I've not put much ability mats on, I'm going to put them on before we do the battle. Same here, gear 8. I'm not really modded them yet, so I'll need to fire some mods on. And then this one, I'm buying him out the shop when I've got the currency, and because I got him to almost 6 stars before I've even got just normal Kylo Ren done, I'm going to leave him, and I want to see if I could do it without gearing him up. I brought up the Jedi Ray requirements into up in gear as well at the moment. Han is at gear 8 now, so, and I brought up all his abilities, so we don't need to touch him at all, minus mods until and maybe levels until we go for Kylo Ren. He should be enough for the Ray requirements. We can bring up Chewie, we could bring up Ray again, we could probably bring up Finn again, but I'm just not leveling them up at the moment. So that's where we put our gear investment. So I've modded, the mods are already on Kylo Ren, so we'll just take him up to 9, got a 2 speed, happy days. Put some, because this Kylo Ren or Crew Unmasked, so Kylo Ren Unmasked or Crew is going to be the hold for the BB-8 event. It's not going to do the damage, it's going to hold them, so we'll just take them to level 4 abilities. So I want to do minimum investment in this team at the moment, just to get the BB-8 unlocked, and we could work on them again at a later stage. And we'll just add to it as we need. And for this battle, because we're not going to really use them, we're not going to muck about with mods. Even Kylo's mods actually. It's just make sure that these are all locked. So they're all locked, that's fine. Have we got a loadout set up already? Not really. So we'll go here, and go back here, and go to our Empire team. We'll go here, and we'll do. So I've not even maxed these mods out yet, so we're doing not too bad there. So we'll create a load out for Palpatine and the rest. So this is a handy tip if you're just doing a team for a particular journey guide and you want to use, you don't want to farm mods up separate for it, but you need a wee bit of boost. Assign a team with good mods. Assign a team with good mods a loadout. Keep it under their name. Switch them to the team that you're using, and then switch them back when you're not using them again. So the only one I maxed out is Mara Jade in terms of level, and Summon Royal Guard, just the one mod there. If I take a look at the First Order now, come here, we can go sign loadout, check hunters. Kristanton's actually, the mods are full, but he's got offense instead of health. I should really change that. Should have more of this setup, so I'll just assign Royal Guards mods, see the difference. Okay, we're losing a bit of speed and protection, but we're gaining everywhere else. So assign them to Kylo Ren, Phasma, I'll add Cad Bane's mods to Phasma. Let's put Zams on the boot, and then let's have a look here. go for Vader's mods on First Order Executioner. And I'll just increase these as soon as we've got the credits. Reveal the last stat. Right. So we've got mods on them now. Just got to increase these up. And of course we'll finalise our mods near the time. So they're all gear 8 at the moment. I'm not putting anything on First Order SF TIE Pilot, mainly because we're not leveling him at the moment, so there'll be no mods. He's just going to be cannon fodder. So just do the energy farms at the moment. So the only energy farm that we've got now is Rey and Mara Jade, when we've got spare energy. Good, we've got a better pool on that for ships, which is what we want. And another 2 shards. So next couple of days we'll have Rey fully complete, and then we'll just farm 5D, free up a lot more energy, and that's perfect because it does our light side and dark side battles. It does. So even though it doesn't matter at this stage, I think, I can't remember. No, it does. It's when you hit level 85, you just do 6 battles. But it uses exactly the full amount of energy, which is good. So you get the 2 farms and 1 refresh, and then you just wait for the rest of the energy to come in through your daily free energy, and that allows you to continue on there without having to spend crystals. So on to BB-8 then. So we can do 3-star, 4-star and 5-star. So we should hopefully unlock them. This one's a maybe. We'll see how it goes. We could upgrade where needed. So we're going to use Kylo as leader. So there's our sacrifice gone, that's okay. Don't really need him, so we're going to take Han out first. This should be a walk in the park. This one overstarred and over leveled. It's all about, for this one I'm doing all about minimal investment, so we could focus all our resources on building up the characters we're going to use for our Galactic Legend, as opposed to gaining characters we'll use but we don't necessarily take very far at this stage, and we can invest in them afterwards. Okay, so 4-star event, 3-star was really easy. So First Order Executioner's turn change gets rid of, First Order's Order Officer, the officer's turn change gets rid of debuffs on you, and Executioner's secondary ability gets rid of buffs on the enemy. so long as they've got advantage, they crit it each time. The third ability with Officer, reduces turn meter. Kylo Ren's stun gets rid of buffs. So it's just BB-8. So it doesn't get rid of debuffs, it gets rid of a stun. So there's a mistake I made there, but corrected. So got rid of his evasion. When you're stunned, you're guaranteed to hit them. When they're stunned even. So another 50 crystals in the bag. Some more credits. So here's the tester, 5-star unlock, and then hopefully in the next week we should hopefully get these 2 to 7 stars or close to, or at least to 6 stars, and we'll be almost ready to get BB-8 complete. And it's going to farming Finn, Han and Chewie. So we're now doing exposes now, so it's slightly bit more difficult. So we'll get rid of the stun. I like getting rid of Han because he stuns a lot. My general rule of thumb with this event is Han, then Chewie, Rey, then Finn, and then finish off with BB-8, because BB-8 doesn't do much on his own. So we're not doing too much damage, but we're doing enough that we could chip away at them, and we're surviving. Over to Executioner because he's got more damage. He's a damage dealer out of this lot. So just watch for foresight. That means that they're going to evade, unless you can take it off like that with a stun, and then use your sub basic just to clear it. And it saves putting an ability on cooldown and without being able to actually do anything to the target. So we've got 500,000 crystals, 500,000 credits. I wish we had 500,000 crystals. We might actually be able to buy a load of characters and gear and speed the account up. So going forward, next couple of weeks, we'll do, hopefully next week we'll do 6-star and then 7-star the following week. If we can manage both next week, we get lucky with the drops, then even better. Might have to increase the level on them slightly to 80, so that's doable. And then it'll be on to the rare requirements. So technically speaking, if we get the 6-star unlock next week, we could also potentially, if we get the Finn 6 stars, so I might take Finn to 6 stars as well, we might get him, get this done next week, the first mode of Jedi Training Rey. Then it's the big 7-star, and then 7-star all the way through. And this one, it's just easy, you just turn up. So then that will unlock that. So hopefully by the time we're level 85, we'll at least have Jedi Training Rey. Then all our journey guide requirements will be farmable or completed, and just gearing up for Rey and waiting for the Raddus to come around and be unlocked. And whilst we're waiting on the Raddus, we'll farm up other characters in between if we've already got the characters that we need. So let's fire BB-8 all the way up to 70, I think. Let's just double check where the rest of this team is, because I like them being the same. Yeah, all level 70. So fire BB-8 all the way up to 70 now. 2.4 million, that's okay. We had 19. Okay, perfect. So we'll upgrade gear, see how far we can take them. We're steering gear. The storing gear, not steering gear, storing gear. So we'll get them to gear 6 before we need to farm gear. Just fire all the abilities on them because we're going to be using them. We need to relic them. I like having a stash of the Mark 3s, so we're getting relatively low, but we won't need to gear up any other characters for a while now, so that's okay. I always find maxing out the abilities, if you're going to relic a character for any reason, minus rubbish Omicrons that you're not going to use, it's good to max out all the abilities at some point before, by the time you're relicking them at least. So we're lacking on the old green gear, so we'll just do it. We've got a bit of time left on the video, so we'll just get a refresh and of course come out of it. And we get 1 drop out of 5 energy, perfect, that's enough to get us to 7. And then to 8. So BB-8's at 8, so the whole resistance team apart from Chewie is at 8, so let's see if we can take Chewie to 8. Got a double drop that time. What are we missing here? Okay, we might not get that quite yet. Yeah, we'll get Chewie to 8 today. Happy days. And then if by magic, Chewie's now gear 8. So what we're lacking here, these things again. So just get as many of them as we can in preparation. So all resistance is at gear 8, level 70. so they should be good to go for light side nodes as well, which will help. And the Hoth territory battles, they'll help there. I think I could use them there if it's just light side characters as opposed to rebels. So that's that there. And then Kyle, First Order, they're where I want them at the moment, and then we'll increase their level as required. Minus SF TIE Pilot. The only thing that will let that down is if I don't get enough drops and enough currency to increase him, but I think he appears relatively easy, so relatively frequently, and I'm getting a couple of thousand a week, so I can kind of hold it back and use it just for him. So he should get to 6 stars in the next week, and then 7 stars relatively quick after that, because he's a shop farm. So the shop farms, you're guaranteed the farms, guaranteed the shards. Nodes, it's RNG for 33% for a shard per energy spent. So look at the recommended teams we've got now. So we've got one famous Wookiee. It's telling us that we're getting close enough to start going for old Chewie or young Chewie, and to go for Mando and for CLS. So I farmed up Leia. She's sorted. Once I've finished Poe, I'll finish Stormtrooper Han. We should then also have, not long and find, getting Empire, or a few final pieces on Empire to 7-star R2, and then it's just a couple of Cantina farms to finish off the CLS requirements, and then that will allow us to finish that off. We'll finish off the Anakin farm, and with old Ben we'll be able to complete Grandmaster Yoda. And Dean Droid, well, we should get Darth Vader easy enough. We might get Dark Trooper up with our Trooper team if we go to our defense. So Veers is at 5 stars, Stark 7, Gideon 7. So we might get them up. We're going to be doing Piers' node anyway to get Resistance Hero Poe. So that's a farm that we can get. So that'll be a side farm, and once we get them up, we'll do the events as and when we can. Same with doing Thrawn with Phoenix, and that is the idea there. So, journey guide side projects that will also be undertaken. We will be picking up the rest of Grandmaster Yoda and build a team for him. We'll be finishing R2 in Thrawn. Excuse me. Followed by we'll also have our Geos up, along with our Separatists, which will be Jango, Nute Gunray, and the Geos, to hopefully clear the Padme event. So that will give us a team with Anakin and Ahsoka, and hopefully by then we'll also have General Kenobi. We'll get CLS. We'll have Rey. We'll work on Mando's requirements. If it works out right, we might start doing the Mando event around the same time as Season 3 drops, if it works out that way. And then we'll also look to do these 3 now. Everybody's pet hate at the moment is the Grand Inquisitor, but the Inquisitors are used for a lot of endgame stuff, guild related stuff, event related stuff, conquest, feats, etc. So it'll be worth building them up and then picking up these shards just so that we've got them. So that'll be another one that we pick up. So basically we'll work through all these. We'll leave the Revans in Malak at the moment in gas. We might do Luke if once we start buying Wampa and once we start getting Rolo, which is Rebel Officer Leia, because we'll get Chewie, we'll need to get a 3PO, so that will be further down the line though. But hopefully by a year, come October the 30th, it will be a year into the account, and I hope to have Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3 complete. Tier 4 Chewie 3PO, Starkiller, and Aphra dependent, and of course our main goal, which is Rey. So in terms of our 7 stars, we've got BB-8 at 5, we've got Poe, we've got, where are we? We've almost got Scavenger Rey at 7, we've got Pilot at 7, we'll get Jedi Training Rey, we'll unlock her at 7, Finn will be at 7 by then, same with Chewie, and Finn, BB-8, and then it'll just be Poe, Rose, Emmeline, OG Poe, and Resistance Hero Finn. So it won't take long to farm most of these up. So we'll have a look at where we're at now with them. Good way to know if to keep you on track for Galactic Legend, know where we're at. If we go to there and we just select the journey. Begin journey. And go back into collections. So we know, because we set this up, we know that we're already doing this for BB-8. That's fine. Can you even just, oh, don't do that. So hold up that. And if we come down here to Journey Guide, this is all the characters we need. So it's saying excuse me, it's saying Zorii Bliss, 3PO and R2. That's just because they're Resistance, but they're not actually requirements in the Journey Guide. Yeah, let's just double check that. No, they're not. So minus Zorii, 3PO and R2, they've not got the sort of diamond around them, so that's fine. We're sitting almost complete there. He's not got the, I don't know why Han Chewie's not got the diamond. Chewie's needed. Yeah, so Chewie's needed but Han's not. But for some reason it must be because he's favourited. If I unfavourite him. Yeah, it was because he's favourited. So that's okay. So if they're sort of gold or bronze, then they're required. And then, so we've got a 7-star Resistance pilot, we'll get BB-8. We're already unlocking Poe, Finn will be done, Chewie will be done, Rey will be finished soon. It'll be just, now these are all hard mode farms, which will be a bit of a pain. So it'll be Resistance Trooper, Resistance Zero Pole, Rose, Amelin, Finn, are all hard mode farms. Now if we look at Finn, or Resistance Zero Finn, is 8C light, so we need to unlock that. Amelin is 7C hard dark side, which is easy enough. We've already unlocked Rose, we've already unlocked RH Poe. So if we look at his node, it comes with Pierce, so that will be a dual farm there. This is a low energy farm, and we get 12 energy and just him on it, so it won't take too long. Plus, he comes up in the store, so I'll buy him in the store when I can. Poe's already been bought in the store, Finn's already going to be done in the Cantina, BB8 done, Cantina, and almost done, but we'll continue with the ship. So, relatively easy, and it crosses, the farms cross over a wee bit. Rose, she doesn't have anybody that crosses over, but she's a low energy farm, a 12 energy farm. And these could be changed into relic mats, I believe, and gives you a load of low gear, which isn't bad just to have on hand for the lower end of the gearing up. Holdo, I can't remember if she's got anybody on her node, but that's okay. So relatively straightforward farms, but the good thing is, once we complete the Cantina farms for these guys, we get unlocked to 85 at the end of the Cantina, finish off the Cantina. We'll then have all our Cantina energy to spend on signal data for relics, which we'll need in the masses. So each day that we're farming in the Cantina, once we've unlocked the signal data, and once we've finished off this farm, will be pretty much signal data only every day until we've got a copious amount of it for all our relics, because we need to get 1, 2, 3 relic 7s, several relic 5s, and a couple of relic 3s. So the relic 3s will be easy enough, they don't take a lot at all. The relic 7s will be a bit of a pain, and then relic 5s are not too bad, so should be easy enough there. If we just look back again, just before we finish off, for the ships we need the Radis. So it doesn't, unfortunately with this method, it doesn't tell you what ships are needed to unlock the Radis, and there's no way of knowing unless you look at the event and favourite the ships. So if we look at the ships, side farms that we'll need to do here as well, we'll need to do Bosk, because Radis will take the longest, so we might have to do, instead of doing say the farm for Rose or Trooper, we'll move it on to Houndstooth, we'll move it on to Ebon Hawk or T3 to unlock the pilots to be able to use their ship. We've also started unlocking Poe's X-Wing, because I figured if we're going to use the fleet, let's get used to using the fleet sooner rather than later. So we're keeping the Geos here, because my Get 2, because we're primarily light side, my Get 2 ship will be Grievous. So when I can buy Grievous in the fleet store, I buy him, because my Get 2 currency will go for his ship. We'll then farm all his ships that we've basically got anyway, and that should give us a dark side fleet, a light side fleet, and then the malevolence counters a lot of things as well. So that's the plan on ships. Any questions on my journey guide, journey path, any questions you want to ask me in terms of content I'm going to push out, goals for the future, advice on the game that I could provide, or anything, hit me up in Discord. I'll leave a link in the description. Like and comment on the video, much appreciated. Let's push this out there. my goal for the next subscription or subscriber cap that I want to hit is 30, and I would hopefully wish to do that by my birthday, which will be in March, middle of March, without going away my age. So middle of March, around the what would that be? We're on 14 weeks. So about 21 weeks, 7 weeks from now, if we could get 30 subscribers, that would be fantastic. Remember, stay salty.